Hi, good morning. Welcome to my Wednesday devotional. I hope you guys are doing great this summer and that you're staying cool wherever you are at. I know I'm kind of warm. It's kind of getting hot and sweaty and humid out here in the DC area, but June is the hottest month, so maybe July will be better. I don't know. But then we have 4th of July and all that stuff, and it's always just so humid and hot and muggy. But you know what? I'll take that over snow because I really don't like snow. I definitely love spring and summer, so it's all good. All right, I hope you guys are doing great. We're gonna go ahead and get started. This was last week's stuff. I'm just gonna kind of abbreviate because those names, I know I really botched those up last week. So I'm gonna read through real quick on that one. And we're going to go to our next set. We're just rolling right through Esther 9, and then there's just one small paragraph in Esther 10, and then we're done. And I'm looking at just kind of taking it light, just doing some easy stuff outside, or just maybe taking a break before fall. We'll see how it goes. So I don't know yet. I haven't decided. We'll see how the Lord leads me. But I have really. It has been on my heart for a while to do David, his story, and lately it's just really been, coming on my heart. So that's actually one I've wanted to cover for a while. So I'm leaning toward that. So we'll see. All right. So this way. This is last week's. This was on Esther 9 verses 5 through 10. I'm just going to shorten it up. So the Jews went ahead on the appointed day and struck down their enemies with the sword. They killed and annihilated their enemies and did as they pleased with those who hated them. In the fortress of Susa itself, the Jews killed 500 men. So then the 10 sons of Haman of Hammedatha, the enemy of the Jews, but they did not take any plunder. So basically, the sons of Haman, remember good old Haman, they were killed, but they did not take any plunder. And I talked about that last week. All right, and you'll see. All right, verses 11 through 15, this is this week's work. That very day, when the king was informed of the number of people killed in the fortress of Susa, he called for Queen Esther. He said, "The Jews have killed 500 men in the fortress of Susa alone, as well as Haman's 10 sons. If they have done that here, what has happened in the rest of the provinces?" Remember, they don't have internet and texting and all that kind of stuff. So, they're waiting on the messages to come back via horse. So, it's going to take a while. If they, but now, what more do you want? It will be granted to you. Tell me, and I will do it. So Esther responded, "If it pleases the king, give the Jews in Susa permission to do it again tomorrow, as they have done today, and let the bodies of Haman's 10 sons be impaled on a pole." So the king agreed, and the decree was announced in Susa, and they impaled the bodies of Haman's 10 sons. Then the Jews at Susa gathered together on March 8th and killed 300 more men, and again they took no plunder. All right, so we got a couple of things going on here. So bottom line is 500 men in the fortress of Susa alone were killed, on top of Haman's 10 sons. And as we all know, Haman's kind of the bad guy in this story. Actually, he is the bad guy. Those are the facts, right? It's very clear, right? And so now Esther's two parts. The king is like, "Well, what more do you want? Have you noticed that in the banquet? What do you want? Tell me, I'll give you half the kingdom." Remember saying that? And then now it's just, what more do you want? It'll be granted to you. Tell me and I'll do it. So why is he in such a rush to just tell me and I'll do it? I kind of wonder. But then again, he's very, he's the king. He's very generous, I'll give you half the kingdom. Now it's, hey, whatever you want, I'll give it to you. Just tell me. He's kind of impulsive and impatient, perhaps. This is just my observation. And then Esther responded, "If it pleases the king." That's her favorite tagline, and I just love it because, she's taking a breath and taking it off herself for a second and being respectful to the king and saying, "If it pleases the king," puts it back on him. She's very gracious and takes it off herself. And I think there's a couple things there. A, she's showing her humility, but also it gives her a chance to take a breath and pause. Because a lot of the time, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but women, and this is a generality, women can be emotional. And we see it in the news all the time where women just pop off about something. Especially nowadays, especially with the rise of the internet and all this technology, social media, women and men, we've seen a lot of that too, just typing away and just pop off a response on social media. There's no pause, take a breath, breathe. So I just love how and also she gets control of the situation because she's not being emotional, she's just bringing down the temperature, staying calm. He's really impulsive. What do you want? And she's like, if it pleases the king. And then she's asked for him the bodies of Haman's 10 sons to be impaled on a pole. Remember, Haman is the one who set up the pole. So how ironic that she's flipped it back, right onto him, and just tables turned. And now Haman's been impaled on that pole, as well as his own 10 sons. And in the Bible, having a son is just like, gold. It's the weight of gold. Women, unfortunately, in those times were more of a second-class citizen, not as a high priority as sons. Sons were valued. So, 10 sons, Haman had it all. And part of me, a small part of me, feels sorry for him. But another part of me is like, well, but you know what? He did it to himself. He was a bad guy. He made poor choices in life. He did have it all, and he just chose to be wrong. So, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? Okay, so the king agreed, and so those 10 sons were impaled. So, I've heard this in some studies, why did Esther go that far? Why did she just take it to the nth degree, Well, I think she had to do what she had to do, What if they hadn't killed those sons? Who knows? Those 10 sons might have come after her. We don't know. So, I think it was just, and also to make an example. Hey folks, not only gonna get killed and annihilated, but we're gonna just triple check that one and stick you on a pole just to really make sure you're dead, and have the whole community see it, right? I don't know, that's what I think. But, alright, so, last part, verse 15, again, so they killed 300 more men, right? And it says, again, they took no plunder. So that's twice it's mentioned here in this section. Again, King David was first in the chronological timeline. I looked it up, and then Esther. So I don't know if she got that idea from King David. I don't know. But in any case, the fact that the Bible mentions it twice, and repeats, again, they took no plunder. Maybe it's just to say, look, we don't care about your stuff. We don't need your stuff. We're trusting God for all that. We just want to make sure that the bad guys are killed, right? They're out. They're done. They're gone. Don't care about your plunder. We don't want it. We don't want the reminders. That's my guess. I don't know. But anyway, very interesting. A very interesting turn of events. And have you ever seen that in your life? And this is why I love the story of Queen Esther, where things, it seems like on one level, things are just going all wrong, and everything's going bad. And then as the cycle of the story goes, it all turns out really great at the end, right? So you can start off in a real bad position, but end up in a really great position. So, very interesting, right? So that's what I want you to think about, your takeaway for this week, where have you seen this? Where justice was served, and like majorly served to the nth degree, totally served. In fact, in this situation, everybody knew about it, where God took care of your enemies. And that's why God asks us to pray for our enemies, because you know what? He's going to take care of it. If you're a child of God, He's going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. Just give it to God. All right. Well, thanks very much for watching. And like I said, we've got a little bit more of Esther, and then we'll see. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care. All right.